Mike Koenigs, and I have Super Mario Richard Ficini on right now. He's here from Detroit, and he's picked up a bunch of clients pretty quickly.
We're going to take our first success story, Super Mario.
I just interviewed him last week.
And you like him,
He's
don't you?
a fine young man.
Exactly.
He is.
So I'm here with the awesome John Asraf. He
Where?
gave.
Hello, my name is Tim Yao. I'm from Yaozio. I do search engine optimization. I came to Mario's event talking about multiplication by subtraction, talking great tips on time management, and I got so much out of it. I got all kinds of good ideas, not just about time management, but about marketing and different things that I could do for my businesses.
Hey everybody, I'm Nicholas from Menial Photography, and I just met Mario this weekend. He's an amazing guy, super helpful, brilliant, intelligent, and he just is warm and fuzzy, really approachable and easy to talk to. So definitely check him out, and check out his photo, because he gave me his business card, and seriously, he looks like a big baller on his business card. I told him that it looks like he doesn't just own a casino, but he may own Vegas, so great guy. Check him out. Thanks, Miles, for your help.
Hi, my name is Lori Tenson. I am the published author of Taking My Hands Out of My Pocket. 4 months ago, less than 4 months ago, I started this journey, and I went from having an idea and a possibility to actually getting my book published in 14 weeks. And I'm so thankful to Mario and IWD Now Marketing for walking with me on this journey. They've been phenomenal, and I really appreciate the support that I received, and just everything has been phenomenal, and I thank them very much. Thank you, Mario. Thank you, IWD Now Marketing.
Hi. Okay, I gotta drop this. There we go. And then look this way, come back here. So, welcome. We are going to talk about step 7 of the expert authority effect. Automate. And the last couple of weeks we've been going through steps 1, attention, 2, authority, 3, associate, 4, advise, 5, actuate, 6, automate. And here we are with chapter 7, module 7, training 7, whatever you want to call it. The important thing is that you do it. So, welcome. Welcome to the Mario Ficini Show. I will be your host, Mario Ficini, and like I already said, we're going to talk about automate. No, actually, we're going to talk about advertise. Step 7. Step 7. Yeah, automate was 6. We had an awesome show the other night. Got a lot of engagement, helped some people out. So attention, authority, associate, advise, actuate, automate, and advertise. There we go. Advertise. Do you do it? Is it paid? Is it organic? How are you doing it? The important thing is that you do it, but how are you doing it? So that's why I titled this. What did I title this? It's called Advertise, and I had a special name for it. It's how to not do the menial tasks that everyone thinks you need to do. You know, who wants to spend the extra time if you don't want to do it, doing something when you can advertise it? You know, you can automate it. You can get more attention to it. There's all types of different things you can do with it. So I talk to people all the time, and it's interesting to ask them because some of them think they need to be doing all these different things. And it's like, how many times have I said, do something right the first time, and then you don't need to go back and do it again. You can and clone it. And my dad was a smart man. He taught me that. You know, why are you making life harder than you have to? Well, today's day and age, one of the reasons, like you could consider this an advertisement, but what I'm really speaking about is, here it is, the actual words. Advertise your ultimate lever so you can spend more time with your kids, family, friends, and pursuing your passion instead of doing menial BS tasks that a trained monkey can do. And that's really what it's about. How many things on a daily basis do you do just repetitively? Oh, I'm going to do this. You know, I got some business cards. I met some nice people. We're going to cover that up, but they're here. This one has the name on the back, which is smart. But how many times do you do something and it's just like, oh, I don't really want to be doing it. I don't want to be doing it. And it's just think about it. Is there a way you can and clone and turn it into an asset, a business asset that's going to produce results for you and more profits and more income, serve more people with less work? It takes a little bit of work up front, but here's the deal with the advertise. I have a few key points. This is going to be real simple because there's only two sides of this. There's two sides to this. You either want to do it or you don't. You see the value or you don't. Okay? So whatever your history in the past, and you could say, well, I already spent money on advertising and it didn't work, and I did this and it didn't work. Trust me, I've done it before, and there's stuff I've invested money in and it's worked very well. And there's stuff where I really didn't want to take the loss at that point in time. And here's the deal. It happens to everyone. You know, you have to have a buffer. You have to know, take a calculated risk. Go, hey, is this really going to produce something? And just use a little bit of common sense. You know, is this going to give me the results I'm looking for? Well, maybe it will. Maybe it will down the road. So which one's better? Are you always in a state of mind? Because that's all this is the mindset about it. There's something I did this week. Very excited. It's playing out, and the end result's going to be exactly what I wanted it to be, but it didn't happen exactly the way that my vision, fairy tale, fantasy, imagination, creativity, whatever you want to call it, the way I expected it to. And that's fine, because regardless, the thing is, I got over my own hurdle with it. Because I've had ideas I've wanted to do, you know, and that's why last year when I had the book launch party, that was on my mind for 2-3 years. Something else has been on my mind for 2-3 years. Something else has been on my mind for 2-3 years, 4, 5, 6 years. But the question is, how long do you do it for? Are you going to let it sit there? Let's do this. Are you going to, one, have the idea and never execute it? Or are you going to have the idea and sit there? That's generally where I am. I never let it just not happen. But there's a lot of stuff that in the past that I've hesitated on. And there's other things recently that it's like, wow, really? But here's the deal. You can't take it to heart and let it bring you down. As hard as it is sometimes, you got, you know, I am so glad I did it. I am so glad I did it because I had been thinking about it in this specific instance for 2.5 months. The idea for upwards of 3 years. And I was expecting one thing, and it's working its way out. But I tell you what, after I saw the email that came through, and I go, it opened up a whole new world of possibilities. So while I was still contemplating A, I was going, not forget A, but just don't let it bother me so much. I go, there's still B through Z, and then some, like an Excel spreadsheet where you go into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 after the letters, then you do double A, double zero, double, it's limitless. If you stretch your mind like a rubber band, it never comes back. So here's the deal with advertising. It is your 800-pound gorilla. Summation. Facebook, YouTube, Google, all the people. They're going to reward you. They're going to reward you. And I almost did an impersonation of a movie clip I was watching the other day. Great movie. And he says, wow, you're going to hurt Charlie and reward George. Let me know if you know what that's from. But that's the thing. You don't want to reward George. You want to save Charlie. Because Charlie's your company. He's doing the right thing. George is the one who is just, everyone goes after, and it's all that. Doesn't mean it's right. I had someone say a few years ago, great person, very smart, sharp, intelligent, a lot of good things. A lot of good things. And I said, oh, are you doing such and such? And it was an advertising technique, paid advertising technique with money. And this person goes, oh no, I'd rather go knock on doors. In the winter? Why? Why on God's green earth would you do that? 1, it's time consuming. 2, it does not sound like fun. 3, freaking cold here in Michigan, Detroit Rock City, baby. I was just like, and it's a hard thing because some people say I've been burned in the past. Well, yeah, so have I. But if you have an idea, if you have a dream, are you going to really go after it, or go after it to a point where it's, oh, I don't know, it's just kind of getting hard? Well, of course it is. That's why like 1% of the population achieves it. For no other reason. Don't you want to know you persevered? This isn't about elitism or anything, or this group or that group. It's about being your personal best, doing your personal best, having a personal best standard. So that's what this is about, advertise. Are you willing to get out there? There's a few things. 1, is your stuff buttoned up that if I were to put you in front of 1 million people, if they were to do an audit on your business, online, offline, internal, external, anything they can get their hand on, what are they going to find? It's not really that hard to scope out companies. You know, if I meet someone in person, tell them how I can, I tell them how I can help, because they always ask because of something I do with my name tag. If you want to know that, tune into the module on attention. You can engage people. Literally, you should have people come to you. Well, what if you've never met them before? Perfect opportunity. You get them to come to you. Then they ask, how can you help me? And I say, well, I ask them a few questions, and I listen. And there's always some hang up about something, but I love asking, like when I was speaking at the last event, I go, what if I gave you 100 clients this week? And half the room goes, and the other half was like, let's do it. But the thing is, are you building your company on a house of cards, or is the foundation strong enough to handle the extra load? Everyone says they want more likes, comments, clients, prospects, whatever, sales. But can they handle it? So here's the deal with advertising. 1, is what's holding you back some subconscious mental fear, fatigue crap? Let's just add it in, because why not? Save. Advertise. Mental. Second one is emotional. We're going to go with all caps. Why not? Make sure I do what I want. Oh, first one wasn't all caps. Oh, well. Is there some mental hang-up that you have? It could be. You might not understand the process, how it works, how it could benefit you. Or is it emotional? I would venture to say that's what it is. That's what the hang-up was for me. I was hurt in the past. I don't want to get hurt again. Tony Robbins says people only do stuff for 2 reasons. to avoid pain and to get pleasure. Advertising isn't directly like getting pleasure like an ice cream cone. I would say it is to avoid pain though. But here's the thing. Hey, Mohammed, how's it going? Oh, I have to say what the thing is. Leverage. You will not get the same reach with organic traffic as you do with paid. End story. Well, I don't want to pay. I had a bad experience. It was mental. It was this, blah, blah, blah. If you're trying to reach people and you want to reach 100 people, it's going to take 10 times as long with organic as it will with paid, because Facebook, YouTube, Google, they all reward you and give you more audience if you pay them. Well, what about all those pages that, I saw Oprah Winfrey and she had 32,000 likes on her page. She puts out a post and she reaches 32,000 people. Yeah, out of like 5 million. Run the numbers on it versus a paid one. Facebook is between 5 and 10%. It's not even that. It was 6% years ago. And I can tell you, for some of the best and worst life events, that it's not business related, it's completely social, and people are really engaged to congratulate you or say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for your loss. It was still only maybe 8%. So, benefit of the doubt, let's say it's 6, even if it was 10. You want to reach 100 people? It's going to take you 1,000 in your audience. Do you have an audience of 1,000? If you want to reach 1,000 people, do you have 10,000 in your audience? If you want to reach 10,000, do you have 100,000 people in your audience? Do you know how big your audience is? Do you have a list and you could actually tell me that right now? Do you even know? Do you know your numbers? So when you're looking at these metrics, you have to think about how it's going to be beneficial and to your advantage. The last point, here's the deal. Bonus. There are things you can do with advertising that you can't with organic. One of them, and the reason this is now on my public figure page, business page, whatever you want to call it, I can see stats from this video and the other videos and everything else. And it tells me the likes, the shares, the comments, the this, the that, the other thing. You can't do that with personal pages anymore. So if you think you can, you can't. You can also repurpose the content. Bernard, how is it going? If you're trying to repurpose the content, which you should, for example, this is called ADVERTISE. Okay? I will send out an email. You will see more of this. And I can link back to the training video that we are creating right now. There's even a button behind the scenes that says create new post with the same content. So instead of doing this once and going through all the setup, all the lights and all that, the reason you're seeing improvements and enhancements such as this, this is real life. That's real life. That's an actual real microphone. This, here we go. That's new. This way, there we go. That's new. When you repurpose it, I only had to do that one time. Took a little bit. Now it's done. And I can go like this. Oh, we're going to do a screen share? Woo! There's things you can do that you can't do with personal. And I know what you're going through because I have 4,200 people on the personal page. I have more people on my personal page. I get it. You don't want to switch because there's less on business and it's going to take time. But you're losing all the advantages. You're going to continue losing the advantages. And if you want to do it the right way, for long term, it's going to take time either way. So start now. Start now. If you want to get your message out there, well, I've always wanted to write a book, but it's going to take some times. Of course it is. Don't be dumb. Just start now. That's it. And then, in a month or two, next year, 6 months, it'll be done and you don't need to go back to it. I talk about that all the time. What can you do right now to turn what you already have? We just did an audit, a business audit for a client, and we talked about certain things, and it was like, we're going to do this, this, and this. And it was like a lot of the stuff that we made better, made nice, they already had. They didn't even know they had it. But then we started the process and they were smart enough to get started instead of thinking about it, and we uncovered it. So all this work that they thought they were going to have to do, and it would have been worth it per my recommendation and advising them, it would have absolutely been worth it. Come to find out, they already had about 60% of the assets created, and we just had to repurpose them. How would you like to say yes right now? Get started, move forward, and then come to find out it's going to be less work than you anticipated, and you still get that good end result. I'm all about it. And that's usually what happened. Anytime I start something, it's like, oh my gosh, it's going to be, and it's like, shut up, just get started. And I get started, like my events. No clue what I was dealing with there. Got started and figured it out. And then people were coming to me asking, how did I do all this? Got a few invites to plan their events. Some of them thought I was an event planner. They liked it so much. I'm like, no, I just had an idea, and here it is. This is a napkin. But you know what I did? Did everything I could to the best of my ability, and then I got some ads running, and I went, all right, let that stuff, so I don't need to, let that go to work for me so I don't need to kill myself in the process. So let's recap this real quick, because I got to go. But advertise. Use paid advertising to your advantage. Mental. Is your mentality holding back? Oh, you don't think you can? Do you really know subconsciously your business needs help internally or externally? If there's something going on that's holding you back, start looking there. You probably know you have something you started that wasn't finished and had something else, and you just have this fragmented. You're afraid to start something new because you never finished what you started in the past. That's the truth. Just finish those and you'll feel better. Emotion. Did you get burned before? I feel ya. I have many times. But I don't let it stop me. Leverage. If you want to get a message out and you truly have a heart for helping people, why bang your head against the wall to reach 100 people when you could just pay to reach them? 24/7. This isn't an in-depth training, but think about that. Can you, well, I do a better job advertising myself than anyone could do in an ad form. I'm like, dude, it's the same language. If you're saying come to my event tomorrow night in person, I might make a funnier face that's entertaining or something like that. But the ad's going to say the exact same thing. I'm having an event tomorrow. You should come. The message is the same. And you can do a video ad if you want to make facial expressions. I mean, more power to you. Bonus. Talked about the bonuses. There's things you can do, such as the stats. I'll leave you with the super bonus. Okay? Pixels tracking. If I talk to you in person and go, here's a card. Here you go. You're probably going to go like this. Great. So I just took my time, energy, and money in person, which I can't get back, to hand you something that you're going to throw away more than likely. Other reason, someone hangs onto a business card for 2 minutes. They hang onto a book for 2 years. Just saying. Unless you want to bang your head on the wall, like that commercial. When you put stuff online and people click on it, you can track them. They're called retargeting pixels. If you've ever gone to a website like two of mine, I was looking for a new Cadillac and a new Sea-Doo. And all that week, all I kept seeing was Cadillac and Sea-Doo every single site I went to. I'm like, I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on YouTube. Didn't matter. You have the retargeting following. Well, I don't like that stuff. I don't believe in pop-ups. One, they're not pop-ups. It doesn't matter if you believe in it. is completely irrelevant. It works, and you can track the stats. That's the thing. So if you have a business mindset and you want to run your business from an investment standpoint, and this is an investment and less of an emotional one, and this is shocking me even saying it, because if you know me, you know I'm very people-oriented. And that has been the biggest blessing, and also some reasons I've done things, and it's not saying I shouldn't have, but I just didn't know the numbers. I wanted to do, have you ever heard, I think this will work, this should work, I hope it works? How would you like to go, that one didn't work, this one did, we're still getting the numbers in on that one, and then go off on double the budget, cancel those? You would know in 24 hours. And it's been awesome, because there's times when, you know, the me takes over. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. And oh my gosh, I go, this is going to be awesome. They're going to love it. 9 times out of 10, no one cares. And the thing I could care less about is the thing that's working. And I go, oh, it's not the one I wanted. It's like, who cares? Go do something else. Go fly a kite if you want to be amused. If it's business, go with what's working. Well, it's not the one I wanted. I wanted that ad to get the better results. No one cares. But thank God we have the ability to just go in there and have 100 ads and go, here's the ratios, close those off. Here's what's working. Here's what's not. So I'm going to give you some time to ask a question if you like to. I'm going to enjoy this. And if you can, I meant to ask about the audio, not if you can hear me, but where's the music at? Because I played this the other night on a different episode. Only to come to find out, this was louder than the microphone, and it sounded like we were at a rave. So I hope you enjoyed the music, because you probably couldn't hear me too well. So now I'm going to have to redo them. But that's fine, because I plan on doing these more and more. But if you could tell me right now, put a message in the comment below, can you hear me? If I have the music very low right now to me, how does it sound like to you? Because I'm very curious about that. And that's why I didn't have this on earlier, because I wasn't sure. I did mean to ask, but I wanted to focus on the content and delivering value to you. So no big deal. I'll be doing more. So have a great night. God bless. And I'll see you on the next episode.